Alright guys, so for this video today I'm going to show you how I use my Anki, the notes that I take, how I do them, how I go through them. So first I wanted to show, this is some proof because I know people, where is it? There we go. I know everyone likes proof and evidence that the advice you're getting is credible, so that's the USMLE score report. So in case people are like, did he actually get a score that I want to get? Can I watch his videos and um, feel comfortable with that? There it is. So for today, I'll get right into it. There might not be so much talking and describing, just so you can get a feel of the cards. One thing I'll say is making your own cards is super important in my opinion. I think you can get a lot. You don't even have to use Anki, but if you're going to use Anki and if you find it useful for you, I certainly do. And I know people have been plenty successful, more successful than me without using it. So it's definitely up to the individual learner and your learning style. But if you're going to use it, there's so much that you can do. Your cards will be bad at first, they'll get better, and they'll be great eventually. And you can do so much to learn about that. And I'll provide a link to this one channel, the anking, and he makes YouTube videos, and they make YouTube videos, and they've been really helpful for me in terms of how to structure the cards. So in another video, I'll go into how I make the cards as well. So for now, this is my step one deck. Since I still have cards left over for this, I still use it because some, if not all of this knowledge will be useful for me as well in the future, most likely. So I'm going to show you how I do this. You can go through a lot of videos that'll show you the basics of Anki and how to use it, but this is just an example. Once you've figured out how to use Anki, you've looked at the Zonki and the LOL Not a Cop and the Lightyear pre-made decks on Reddit, which I can also provide a link to, and then you can see, how about someone else? What does that process look like? Because I think that was kind of the one thing. There was guidelines on how to do things, but to see someone doing it, I think is helpful. So that's why I'm giving that to you. So in this one, for example, this is not even really step one. I just had my BLS class, and I made a couple cards based on that because it's really good for memorizing anything and learning things as well as just memorizing, which you can read more about as well. Selective. So I'm going to go right now to the deck that I'm more proud of, which is the current one I'm doing. I'm also studying finance, definitely important for med students and residents to learn about before you're making an attending salary. So we'll go here to MS3 just because I think this is a better deck. You can email me about any of the things. I'll provide my email, just any questions you might have. So here's something that's cool. So I provide screenshots of the questions, the practice questions that I'm doing. Now I do it a little different, but when I made this, I'll provide a little description of kind of the key point of why I got this question wrong. I'll show it if I need reference. And then I do use Sketch, this app right here, to get some of to circle some stuff and highlight some stuff so that it takes less time for me to find the key components of how I need to get this card right or the question right originally. Yeah, this is more like how I make them now. I don't have to write anything because in this description of how I got the question wrong, there's just the information is all here. So I was looking at the reason these cards seem small is because I'm doing that intentionally, making them as short as possible. I found that to be the most beneficial, and a lot of people will recommend that you make the cards short and not these big paragraphs that as it certainly is tempting to do with all of the medical knowledge that we have to learn. Again, you see I have pictures here, question. If I'm not sure, the reason I put all that there, it looks like a lot, but it's for context. Context is so important when you're learning things, and it really helps you be learning rather than just memorizing. And I think after this one, and you see I also have two options here. I can tell you how to do that. I learned that from the anking YouTube videos, how to make the closed cards in this particular style. It was also trial and error. I used to have a lot more options, like almost 4 options for each answer choice, and I just found that overwhelming. The key for Anki is you want to make this easy. You want to make this, you want to have to think about it, but you want to be getting the vast majority of these cards right in good or easy category. So I got that one wrong, so I'm going to read about this. All right, so I already think protein creatinine ratio, posterior. It shows the leads here. This is just super helpful, really quick way to cover tons of information usefully. In Sketch here, I blurred this out, so that's another thing you can see that you can learn how to do in Sketch. It's really easy. This was for our ultrasound course. That's the IVC. Okay, so I'll stop this now.